Hello, I'm Plumpy from Whatculture.com. I'm joined by Ben from Whatculture.com.
Hello, Plumpy from Whatculture.com.
We have news today.
Transform news today.
Yep.
Do you love those Transformers films?
No.
Me neither, really. But anyway, Bumblebee.
Yep, the yellow one.
The yellow one, the car one, is getting his own film. That's not the news, obviously. That's been known for a little while. It was announced last year that Bumblebee would be getting his own Transformers film. But it's worth mentioning because there's now maybe an actor attached.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that is, photo coming up right now, Hailee Steinfeld.
Oh.
Who, now I'll ask you why you say oh in a minute, but you'll of course know her from True Grit, Pitch Perfect and Ender's Game. Two okay films and one good one.
One really good one.
Right, okay. Why are you saying oh? What was that for?
Just for True Grit. I thought she was, like, properly a revelation. Like one of the genuinely most exciting discoveries of the last decade in terms of young actors. Like, she carried that film. And in a film with Jeff Bridges, that's really difficult to say. And I think it's a shame that she's making Transformers, just because I really, like, we talk a lot of crap about a lot of franchises. You know, we give DC its fair amount of stick.
Sure.
But I genuinely have no time for the Transformers films. I think they're dire. So do I.
I do have some Transformers facts. Transfactors, just for in a little bit. I mean, I was going to ask
Informers.
Oh my god, right? So, her character is currently being described loosely as a tomboy who also holds a job as a mechanic after school.
No way, she likes tinkering with cars.
Yeah, I know.
Like every woman in the Transformers film. No, you get a pretty lady and you introduce her by having her bent over a car. Now, in the new film, The Last Night,
yes,
like they're skewing a bit younger, so they're probably not going to perv on the lady mechanic too much.
Let's hope not.
But yeah, like they all tinker with cars. That's their thing. They all have the kind of the greasy face thing, which is kind of sexy, but not too sexy.
Whoa, kids.
Because she's like, well, hang on a second, because she's capable, yo, because she fixes cars. Whereas I just am bored by the whole thing.
I know I can tell you're really, really bored.
We're gonna get dislikes, right? Because even though Transformers is shit,
oh, it is.
It's one of those things people inexplicably like.
That's why I've got some informers for you in a minute. But let's go back to this idea that they've had to make this film. It's aiming for a 2018 release. Okay. Which, I mean, you know, you better get to work soon, guys, because 2018, oh, it's coming. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Now, it's what I want to know is, I say what I want to know. I want to make this very clear. I don't want to know this.
Right.
But for the purposes of extending this video, I'm going to ask you anyway. When do you think it's going to be set? Because The Last Jedi, The Dark Knight, it seems like everything's really gone to crap. And if they're having a young Bumble car being introduced to a young character, isn't that exactly what they've already done with Shia LaBeouf's in the first film? Wasn't that the exact thing that happened there?
In The Last Night, it really looks like Bumblebee's dying.
Right.
But maybe they're front-loading that to swerve people.
Okay.
Because, like, he's having the crap kicked out of him by Optimus Prime.
Right.
Maybe he just cripples Bumblebee and he's built up and this character and they go off and and he drives away. Beep, beep.
It's been a long day without you, and they split off in different parts.
If it's a prequel, yeah, it doesn't really make sense because Bumblebee befriending a little person is exactly what they did in the first Transformers.
Yes. And canonically, when would that be set as well?
Because wasn't the Transformers film, they came down and they immediately got to work.
Kind of, yeah.
They weren't sort of here
honestly,
forever.
I can't remember. And I'm glad. Now, we've obviously discussed right now about how much this isn't really for us, and so is there truly an audience out there for a Bumblebee film? It turns out it's made a fair bit of money.
Yeah.
The franchise since 2007, 10 years ago, it's made $3.7 billion.
That's quite a lot.
Off a budget of 1.1, which is mental. So clearly, people absolutely bloody love this film franchise, and oh god, I just don't know about this film. But by the way, she's she's a young actress. She's obviously, this is a bloody big money contract.
Yeah,
she can afford to do one, right? That won't completely derail her entire film career.
I hope not. It didn't derail Shia LaBeouf.
No,
his madness did that.
He's just okay. He's doing all right mentally. He's fine.
I think it's fine. I completely understand why people like these films. They're just too bad for me. Like there's a really fine line between Fast and the Furious and Transformers. They're both about cars, and they're both nonsense. But Fast and the Furious, there's just something about it that's more appealing. Like there's something I find very cold and kind of clinical and a bit too kind of marketing, and like they're ugly to look at because the designs are so weird.
Toys.
Well, it's not even just that, because like I don't mind like...
That's why they're doing a Bumblebee film.
Yeah, well, of course. Toys. But there's just something about Transformers that just really... I've not liked any of them. Just, no, they're so long and so... Oh.
Well, The Last Night, the newest Transformers film with Mark Wahlberg, I believe.
Indeed.
Marky Mark.
And a young girl who I believe occasionally moonlights as a mechanic.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that's not new. That's coming out at the end of this month.
Sure is.
Actually, in a few weeks' time. So that's... if you're looking forward to that, congratulations. You'll probably be looking forward to this Bumblebee thing as well. But the news here, Bumblebee is getting his own film, and there's going to be a girl in it who's a mechanic.
As ever, we hope it's good. But also...
We don't care. And that was the news. We now know that, and so do you. So do you. I've been Ben from Whatculture. He's...
Plumpy.
Bye, everyone.